What is up, everybody? This is Mark the Mike, and this is another The Wrestling Babble podcast by Wrestling. I'm Mark the Mike. I'm joined by my partner, Louis Beans.
Tag me in.
Yeah.
What is it?
I got hit with the COVID, so as you hear, my voice is very deep because I'm stuffy as shit. But with that said, I was able to watch a ton of wrestling this week, as well. You tried as well. We had two pay-per-views. You had All Out and also Payback, which was really good. Um, but first, we always go to our wrestling retrospect, and our my pick was Bray Wyatt. Um, so I'll go my first one, and this was more of a newer one. This was one that I think one of his matches as the Fiend that stood out to me, and I think it was my favorite match when he was the Fiend. This was and shout out to Brian because she did have a strap match the other night too. This is the Fiend versus Daniel Bryan. This was for the Universal title. This was the strap match at Royal Rumble 2020.
Yes,
Um,
sir.
this was a brutal match, and the funny thing is, these guys, them two, fought a lot throughout his career. They fought in the early times of the Wyatt family. They tried to make Bryan join them and stuff like that, and gave him janitor overalls and shit. So they have history. And it looked like during that time, the Fiend was attacking people that he had history with, more than he was just attacking people. Every person he attacked kind of had a history with him. So this was one of them, and how the storyline went was actually really pretty cool. If you actually followed the step by step with the Firefly Funhouse going after them, things like that. Um, I say as the Fiend, this was probably his best like actual wrestling match because they beat the shit out of each other, but they also like kind of sold that dead kind of style like Undertaker does with the Fiend, but it lasted pretty long and Bryan was probably perfect for this match. So definitely check this out. This is also during the COVID time, so basically everything shut down, so there was no crowd involved, so they could do the crazy things. But um, was it? No. This we still had a crowd at this moment. Did we? Yes, we still had a crowd at this moment, so there was a crowd here. So
Was that
definitely.
the beginning of the year?
I think the last show they did was the Elimination Chamber.
Okay.
That was the last show. So yeah,
Okay.
so that was the first match.
The first match I picked, I wanted to go way back. So I went back in the Wayback Machine. This is also on WWE's YouTube.
Yes.
This is Kane versus Bray Wyatt. This is Ring of Fire match, SummerSlam 2013.
Okay.
Um, I picked it because it was a Ring of Fire match. Uh, I I'm sure they had see, but at this time, was this like the second or third one? Like they didn't have that many at this time, right?
The flame match.
Yes,
This is that was definitely probably like the fourth or fifth match they did.
the fourth. Okay, all right.
Kane most likely lost most of them because he wears the most gear.
I mean, and he lost this match as well,
Yeah.
but he got cheated because the Wyatt family they did the smart thing. They brought the tarp out
Yep.
and smothered a little bit of the fire on the side and climbed in and beat his ass. And then they proceeded to just jump him, and that was it. I don't really know the initial part of the feud, but that much I do know. They tore him apart. The one thing I will say was it was good to see the Wyatt family work as a unit. Um, and I this I can also at least give credit where it was due that Kane at least in 2013 hadn't lost a step. So
Yep.
it was a solid big man match because Wyatt is not a small man, not a small man at all.
No, he's not.
He
He's
looks like it because he's. That's one of the things I think that you forget is that he looks small because he's surrounded by giants,
yeah. That is true.
and Brody looks normal because he wears normal people clothes.
Yeah.
And then you look at Rowan, and you're like, God damn, that man is like, what is? He's just that's a big boy.
Yeah.
So yeah,
All right.
good match, good match.
Nice.
And Bray won, and they
Nice.
tried to kill him at the end. So
That's what they should do.
crazy.
All right, I'm gonna go way back to the way back. This is in 2012. This is FCW. This is Bray Wyatt's debut of the Bray Wyatt. Well, Husky Harris is Husky Harris, but Wintundon. This is his debut of Bray Wyatt, and he had this really tall dude with him. He looks kind of retarded. He looks a little like Waylon Mercy, but it's not. But this is when he started going in his rants and started doing the whole character. This was kind of the early stages of it, and his first match was against Aiden English,
Oh, okay. Okay.
and he's as pale as he is now than he is back then. He has no tan whatsoever.
Mm.
This was a very short match, but this is also like the starting point, so this is something that to look at. He did the whole dancing before he did the Sister Abigail. He did the forehead kiss. This is the first time he did it. But then the big guy kind of interfered a couple times, and you thought he was going to be a big force, but he looked kind of clumsy out there. But you could see where he wanted to take this character, and it was pretty dope. So definitely check that one out.
Okay. My number two, I picked. Let's see if I can find this one. It is Our Truth versus Bray Wyatt.
Ooh.
It's also on the WWE's YouTube. This is Raw, March 31st. Excuse me, 31st, 2014. Um, and this one is more of an ass whooping, but it serves a story purpose. Uh, Basically, Our Truth is just getting mugged the entire match. This is also the era where it is Our Truth's best friend. Uh, was he called Xavier Woods or was he Creed?
He was Creed. No, he was
I
Xavier
guess.
Woods there.
Okay, so his best friend Xavier Woods at ringside to watch him get decimated, and then eventually, instead of just having a singles match after the Sister Abigail
Yeah,
and the pin, you know what happens. The family comes in the ring and they maul everybody.
that's what they do.
And they destroy Creed. God damn, Brody hit him with a clothesline. I think some of Xavier's soul left his body that day. God, he is not a whole man even till today. So, but the main issue and how this was a story thing, so I got to see a little bit of it. John Cena was in the group with the mask on, impersonating one of them, and then they do a little stare down and ass, and then he beats their asses and
Yeah.
they run. So there you go.
All right. So this one probably is what led into this, and this is the only reason why I picked this match because there's one part in this match that John Cena picks up the stairs
Hmm.
and just lawn darts it right to Bray Wyatt, and it looks so fucked up. And it's like one of my favorite things in the world because the way it happened and the way it looked and how he sold it was fucking sick. So this is John Cena versus Bray Wyatt. This is last man standing match, WWE Payback 2014, which is Payback. Um, yeah, this was that lawn dart of the steel chairs to Wyatt is probably the best thing about this match. It was a really good match, and it was a good rivalry during that time. This is times that you wish that Wyatt actually went over on Cena, but as it is, what happened, and it is what it is. But I actually really enjoyed this match. I think they ran out of this. There's a lot of crazy shit happening in this match, but that lawn dart of the stairs, is priceless. He done it to a couple times. He did it to another couple of times to Wyatt again afterwards, but this is the first time he ever did it.
You just reminded me. Somebody posted his feud with Umaga,
Umaga, yeah,
and one of those matches he did that, but he threw it outside the ring.
yeah. He lawn darted and threw it outside
Jesus,
the ring.
damn, that's messed up.
So he did it to Umaga before. All right, so
That's
Wyatt
messed
was
up.
the first. Still look mean.
Yeah, it does.
All right, yeah, last one.
And the last one I picked was the Shield versus the Wyatt family. This one is on Black's Xenix YouTube page, and therefore it does not have a date. I do not know. What I do know is Dean Ambrose is the U.S. champion,
So this is
and Seth
early.
Seth has.
Seth and Roman were the tag,
Okay,
I
okay.
think.
And the match starts with the match starts with a little bit of Moxley because he slaps the mask off of Rowan's head.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just looks funny. Um, and like I told you, this one is cool to see. Like a lot of them when they were, see, they weren't just starting because again, you got to kind of give the Shield some credit because they've been there for a long ass time.
Yeah.
You think about F NXT, and then on the main roster, like they've been doing it and rocking and rolling for like an actual minute
Yeah.
already. But again, I was not watching during this time, so I'm not familiar. Um, the match is solid. It's a, obviously it's a 6 man, 3-on-3. It's not for anything. I guess it's just set for the story. Um, but like, it is really cool to see like the. I see. I don't know what part of the rivalry this is. It does seem like they already have a bit of history already, and it's on the
Yeah.
main event. Just
Yeah.
if that's any indication, it's on the main event.
I think the Wyatts kind of went directly for the Shield.
Okay, all right,
I
all right.
think when they first arrived, I think they went after the Shield, or if it was in the Shield, they went after Cena. So it was like one of the two they went after first.
All right.
If I'm not mistaken, no, actually no, Kane was the first victim, and then Daniel Bryan became part of that and kind of that route and shit too. So
Okay. Okay.
they just went after people.
They just went after people.
They didn't
Okay.
care.
Gotcha.
They didn't have
Got
no remorse or anything. They're like, you know what?
And
I'm gonna beat his ass.
I will say the end of the match was cool because you have each of the Shield members doing a signature move. You got
Yeah,
Roman with the Superman punch. You got Seth like springboarding halfway across the ring to do that kick to the face,
yeah,
and then you got Ambrose with the BFT to finish the match. And I'm like, what? He used that?
yeah.
So he used that on Redbeard, and that was it.
All right. Yeah, Bray Wyatt. It was fun. He had some crazy matches. All right. We'll have our next wrestler later on the cast, and we go to the week of wrestling. We kick off with Monday Night Raw. And this was in Memphis, Tennessee. Shout outs to Jerry King Lawler. He kind of showed up like outside of the show.
Good
Like
to see he's
during the
okay.
commercial break, he came out with Sammy and KO.
Okay, good to see he's all right.
Yeah. Um, we kick off with Sammy opening up, and was cut off by Damien Priest. Then it lines up going into a match. They have a good one-on-one match, and then JD McDuggan and a bunch of shit KO also lines up catching him, and then Sami Zayn actually takes the win. Really good match. This was a really good way to start Raw.
I don't know what they're trying to do, but they better put some respect on JD McDonough's name. That's all I'm saying. Keep trying to play that man.
Oh, he got killed on Saturday. I think he's still looking for a spine. Our next match we got the New Day and the Viking Raiders. Really good tag match. Before that we also got the Miz came out to LA Knight's theme song, kind of dressed as him, did his little promo. I thought it was great. It was
That
funny.
is one of the funniest things I've ever seen the Miz do. The voice was spot on. That's all I have to say.
Yeah. He done The Rock before, which was actually pretty good too, and he did Cena before, which was actually really good.
Okay, okay.
He did Cena when they fought him and Maurice fought him and Nikki Bella.
Oh, I do remember seeing the the recaps and stuff of
Yeah.
that because he brings that up a lot. I'll
Yeah.
just put
Yeah.
he brings that match up a lot. So
Yeah.
um that I know, but I gotta say it was funny. Like if you took this clip out of Raw and just was like put the fact that this is a man impersonating another man, this would be viral because
Yeah.
it's hilarious, dude.
Yeah, he did it on point with the pencil shaved beard and all.
Exactly. I was like, what? It's like at first I saw him, I was like, oh, and then I was like, oh, wait a second, wait a second. Hey, he even got the Timbs on, man. Come on.
Yep. Then we have New Day versus the Viking Raiders. Riddle, and Drew McIntyre sitting on the cut side. Viking Raiders win with the unfortunate help of Drew
R.I.P.
McIntyre.
R.I.P. Xavier's face.
Yeah. Ouch. Uh,
Caught that full size office chair to the head.
yeah, that was painful. Yeah, Chad Gable versus Ludwig Kaiser. That was really good.
That was a solid match.
And this brings in it. Gable won out of a DQ because Gunther and Giovanni got into it. Um, and this also leads into the IC title being defended on Monday Night Raw today.
That was very much a surprise to me because I thought it would be at Payback.
So, what happens today? So, the winner of this break, if Gunther wins tonight, he officially breaks Honky Tonk's record. If he loses tonight, he's tied with Honky Tonk
Huh. That's interesting.
Man.
Very interesting.
Yeah. I thought it was yesterday, and that's why I didn't book the match on the pay per view. But it's supposedly today that will break the record.
All right.
I don't know. Anyway, I was loving the Bray Wyatt tributes and shit like that going through Raw. Every time I watched it, made me sad. We got Bronson Reed versus Tommaso Ciampa. Solid win, and Ciampa just lifting this big ass dude. It's crazy.
Showing his strength.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
We did say that we've seen this way too many times within the last 6 months. So Becky Lynch and Zoe Stark.
This was what now the stipulation for this one was it was a hardcore match, false count anywhere.
False count anywhere, yeah.
Okay. Yes. And then we have classic moment of just Stratus just bullseyeing Zoe in the face with a chair
That shit was
outside the ring.
hilarious.
She is. That's in and now shout outs to After the Bell for saying the tightest world slide.
Yeah.
Cause not for nothing, this was another moment that it could have gone horribly wrong. Cause if you realize that the leg of the chair hit her in the face,
Yeah.
that could have been real bad.
Yeah.
That could have been real bad.
But
So
it went well.
that it wasn't, and it was hilarious. But credit to Zoe and Trish, they fought their asses off. So at least there's that, right?
Yeah, and it was a lead off to the pay per view. So, and I think the pay per view at least delivered as well. So, or premium live event, whatever the fuck they want to call it.
PLEs is what they
The
call it
PLEs.
Thanks to John Cena, I know that.
I also forgot Rhea Ripley and Dominic Mysterio were out after the break giving a promo, but Raquel Rodriguez that ended retweeting and that they had a little thing. Also, Tiffany Stratton been on ringside for Becky Lynch's match, so it looks like they're planning on something between them two as well.
I mean, ever since the NXT, where she said the champion,
Yep,
it's pretty funny
she did it
because
to
she
herself.
brought it up. She brought it up.
She did it to herself. She got
I
the
mean,
attention to
that
herself.
and it's Becky's turn anyway. She
Yeah,
hasn't gone back to NXT to beat anybody up, so she needs somebody to beat up.
there you go. Monday Night Raw, where you give it?
I'm gonna give it a A. I'm gonna give it a solid A. I can't lie. There was a lot of stuff on there, and there was a lot of impressive things that happened on the show as well.
Yeah, I go A, solid. I thought it was a good go home to the show, the pay per view.
We also didn't talk about Rhea and Raquel scrapping.
Yeah, that was I brought that up right
Big
before
scrap.
we did. Dominic usually gets to riff end of it,
Mm-hmm.
as he should. As he should.
Dom MVP this weekend.
Yeah, he did
Gotta put it. Gotta give it to
everything.
him.
Gotta put the
MVP.
respect on his name. He did great this week. All right, we go to NXT and we kick off with the steel cage match. The Creed brothers versus Dyad. That's this week, right? I'm correct, right?
That was the steel cage match.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure. I thought I got it confused. Um, it was a good match.
That was solid. That was that one arm power bomb. Come on, man. Gotta give that man
Yeah.
credit. No bread, no water, just meat.
While leg locking, he power bombed some dude.
Yeah, that's true. His attention was split in two different directions, and he
Yep,
did that. All right.
that shit was crazy. Um, so now we have the Global Heritage Cup Invitational. Brought back Butch, and he fought Charlie Dempsey. Very good match, and Butch is gonna break some fingers in
Yeah,
this tournament.
very solid.
So they're kind of making their own little G1. So that's kind of how it looks.
Well, I mean, it looks like they sneakily trying to bring back NXT UK,
Yeah.
trying to just sneak it in here a little bit.
So
I'm all for it.
Group A has Charlie Dempsey, Butch, Tyler Bate, and Axiom. Group B has Nathan Frazier, Joe Coffey, Duke Hudson, and Akira Tozawa. Um,
I mean, I from Tozawa. I mean, they're all European based, or you can substitute Hudson, but like even he counts. So
yeah, yeah, he's Australian.
he's Australian. Yeah.
So that's how pretty much how the points work. Pinfall submissions adds 2 points. DQs, countouts, or draws 1 point. Um, so Butch beat Dempsey. He got 2 points.
Yes, sir.
And you got Metaphor watching in their whole little lounge on top. Yeah, Ego Driver going off, faces off, new challenge of Oro Mesa.
That's gonna be good. That's gonna be good.
Yo, Nolan Dar better be careful. You gonna get killed.
I think he's got a few good plans up his sleeve. Don't worry. Don't you worry.
Cause Dragunov is angry. He
I
watched that
mean, when
anime.
is he not?
He watches the
When is he not?
anime. He pretty much says he's an anime character.
That's funny.
It makes sense too. Like when he described it, like I see it now.
Hmm.
He was on Ryan Satin. If you didn't listen, it was a good comment. We got Dana Brooke and Kenley Jordan versus Electra Lopez and Lola Vice. Lola Vice and Lopez win this match.
I'm surprised.
Getting
Jordan looked
better.
good during the match. I'll
Yeah,
say that. She looked a lot better. So
she's
just
finding
give
her
her,
pace.
yeah, give her time. She'll be really good.
D-Jack, 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 D-Jack. He sounds like a Tekken character. Dijak versus Eddie Trope. Really good match. Dijak wins.
I wouldn't mind. You say that. I wouldn't mind if Dijak, as the current Dijak, was a
Yeah.
Tekken character. That'd be cool.
D-Jack.
Jack.
Global Heritage Cup Invitational. Nathan Frazier versus Joe Coffey. And Joe Coffey wins. He gets 2 points.
Solid, solid.
Uh, we did get 2 matches later on in the next NXT level up on Friday, which Akira Tozawa lost. So Doug Hudson got 2 points, and that was it.
Yeah,
Akira
at least
Tozawa
one more match
got lose. Man,
on NXT.
like how you gonna have him beat the Miz and then just start losing again?
They forgot.
Damn shame. Different universe, I guess. The
I
Miz
know
is
we
done. The Miz is a different level in this universe.
gotta beat him twice.
Yeah.
That's all.
And then our main event is the number contender match. It was Roxanne Perez, Belair, Davenport, Gigi Dolan, and Kenya James.
Kiana.
Kiana. Yeah, Kiana James.
The bag lady.
This was actually a really good match, and I think
Very
these
solid.
girls killed it. Like for a 4-way match, one thing I give NXT, and for years they always had good ways of doing multiple people matches. They have
Mm-hmm.
ways of like highlighting their stuff. So this was actually a really good one. Gigi looked really good in this match, and she's been lacking her last single couple ones. So seeing her like step it up in here was really good.
This is true. This is true.
Um,
Very, very solid. Surprised that Kiana James won.
Me too. I was like, okay,
Saying as how we had angry Raquel. We had no, Roxanne. My bad.
yeah,
Shin Roxanne,
Shin
because
Roxanne.
she was like, I'm tired of it.
I thought
My
Blair
little
was gonna win.
promo. Yeah, we had Blair, and then we had Silver Gigi.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay.
I'm fine with these. That's good. Um, that was really good. We also end with that Wesley left a message to Carmelo Hayes that he would get a rematch,
Okay.
and Melo talks to Shawn Michaels at the show.
Hmm.
That's the end of NXT. What do you give NXT?
I don't know, man. NXT, I want to give an A as well,
Yeah, I'm gonna go
just
A.
because, just because somebody stopped Roxanne from doing pop rocks. She got jump kicked out of it, right in the chest.
There you
Stop doing
go. All right. Yes.
that.
I'll
Shout
go
outs
A.
to Bully Ray
Yeah.
saying the Canadian Destroyer is dead.
Yeah, yeah,
I
hundred
know what he's
percent.
talking about. I know what
Um,
he's talking about.
I'm about to talk about it now on this freaking show. Uh, AEW Dynamite. We kick off with John Moxley versus Commander. You know who wins.
Not Commander?
There's no way in hell that Commander is beating John Moxley
Unless it's what? Triple A or something?
unless unless he has kryptonite or he
A gun?
goes a gun, a tranquilizer gun, like
Tranquilizer.
like fucking Kurt
Like
Angle.
Kurt Angle?
He ain't beating him.
Yo, can we just talk about for 1 second before we go forward how much nonsense Kurt Angle has done in his career?
Yeah,
I took like it. It took maybe 10 minutes out of my time to look at just the random stuff they had him say and do. Kurt Angle has done some of the weirdest things I've ever seen in professional wrestling.
yeah,
From talking to Booker T's wife the way he did,
yeah.
oh Lord,
What was
to
it?
bringing out a and shooting the Big Show in the back.
The fucking Rey Mysterio one.
Oh, the Rey Mysterio. Oh yeah, that's pretty messed up.
He was on Chris Van Vliet last week, and he talked about it. And I agree, like 100%. Like your top like 10, like top 5 comedy wrestlers. You put Hurricane up there, you put R-Truth up there, you put Santino up there, and yeah, I think Kurt Angle deserves a spot up there because I think he was one of the most
Yes, he
funniest
do.
dudes. And just because he was so doofy about it, like it worked for him so well.
He was so earnest. He
Yeah,
wasn't. It wasn't a joke to him. 99% of the time, he was 100% serious about the nonsense he was doing.
yeah.
That's why it was so good.
All right. What else we got?
So with that said, let's go. Let's talk more about Dynamite.
Yeah, Commander needed that tranquilizer dart to beat Moxley.
Exactly.
And even
Yep.
then, in Dynamite World, he would have ate that shit
Yeah, I know.
and
I
got
know.
right back up in two
He would have
seconds.
kicked. He would have kicked out at
Kicked
2.5.
that at one.
Oh shit. All right. Well. I tried to help him. Well.
Yeah. We have footage of AEW World Tag Team Champion FTR were talking with the Young Bucks. And Bullet Club interrupted, so that led into a 4-on-4 match at All Out, which is FTR Young Bucks versus the Bullet Club Gold.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Renee Parquet talked to Tony Storm. She's feeling a certain way.
Toward Tony. I feel for Tony.
Yes. You also got Chris Jericho coming out of the ring alone. Him and Sammy Guevara kind of have the night of the improv kind of talk. They did, like Sammy does not have acting chops whatsoever, and he just sounds like he's forcing it out. So it just sounds weird to me. But
Which is
they're gonna
which
put
I will give credit and take away. You're right, But why did he sound so natural when he was pissed off at Don Callis?
He should just yell at people. That's about it. Like I think Sammy needs to be more honest. Man.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
he's better when he's pissed off. That's probably
I
it.
guess he just needs to talk, say it with his chest. I guess.
Yeah, yeah.
So they're gonna bring back their tag team, and they're gonna go for the tag
I
team
mean,
titles.
I didn't believe Sammy though.
Yeah,
This is probably gonna take one more Jericho-ism, and he's gonna just turn on him. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
I feel like he's gonna go with Don Callis.
Hmm.
He's gonna offer a baby carriage,
Oh yeah. There's gonna be a golden baby carriage. All right.
like one of those nice baby carriages with like the has a charging port and shit.
Oh,
And like,
okay.
we got the New Japan Strong Openweight Championship match. We got Eddie Kingston versus Wheeler Yuta. Kingston wins. Pretty solid match.
I
It
agree.
was beat
I agree.
down more than anything.
Good for him. I will say, how's Yuta getting all these title shots? Didn't he lose his last one?
He's just there at the right time. They're like, yo, we need someone in Kingston to fight. I'm here. I'm here.
I guess. I guess.
He's the
I
first one
guess.
to leave and last one, the first one to come and the last one to leave. He's ready
Yep.
for those title shots.
Hmm.
Rough ethic. That's what Wheeler Yuta has. Adam Cole and MJF were talking. MJF said Tony Khan informed him that there'd be a battle royal on Rampage to determine the tag team champions. Um, so they will pretty much be defending their title at All Out. There also will be a Grand Slam tournament for the number one contender for the world title. Then we got ROH World Tag Team Champion Adam Cole came out of the ring. The promo, and they went back and forth. Strong got mad. He's jealous and sound like baby mama drama with Strong. He
I
sounds
think
like
he
an
was
ex
gonna cry.
girlfriend. Yeah,
I think
he
he was gonna cry.
sounds like an ex girlfriend.
I mean, I'm not mad at Mike Bennett though.
Yeah.
I'm feeling what he was. Well,
Yeah. We got a trios match. You got TBS champion Chris Statlander, Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, and Hikaru Shida versus Nyla Rose, Emma Sakura, and Mia Sharif. You know who wins in this match. I don't
yeah.
need to tell you. It was okay. I wish it was more.
Uh, this match I saw though, it was solid. It was solid.
And then you got the AEW Trios champion come out, and they claim and Daddy Ass come out, and they get the new belts with a pink belt that has a scissor.
The Scissor Me Championships.
Yep.
Scissor Me Timbers.
And then our main event was the AEW International Championship. Is Orange Cassidy versus Penta Lazaro Miedo. And I liked the match
Match
until the
was
last
solid.
5 minutes.
Just solid match. Thought it was pretty good. But R.I.P. to the Canadian Destroyer.
Yeah,
Now it is literally just a transitional move. It is no longer a finisher.
yeah, I agree. Like I would never believe that a Canadian destroyer will pin someone anymore.
Hmm.
And if it does, that's bullshit.
At least not over here.
Yeah,
Not in the AEW waters.
yeah. Because it's a powerful looking move too, and it's like how they kick out of it and how they treat it is just really bad, and how they just kept getting up and doing it to each other just annoyed the shit out of me.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's like,
They
how
thought
you?
that was cool.
Yeah,
I thought it was that should have been a double KO.
yeah,
Okay, if you're gonna do it, have it be the end of the match.
yeah,
Double KO.
yeah,
Everybody would have been in shock.
yeah.
What the fuck?
But I
Like,
wanted to like the match. I thought the match had built up into that, and then that's where they threw me off the match.
mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna go B minus with Dynamite.
I agree. I agree.
SmackDown. We got the return of John Cena.
And
And
his name is.
and then we got Jimmy Dragon come out. Jimmy Lee
Now
Dragon.
Jimmy's the red one. Jimmy's the red one this time.
Yeah, this Jimmy's the red one.
Cause his music. No, I mean his music was his Titan Shrine was the red one,
Yeah, Jimmy
and
was the red
then
one. No, yeah, Billy's the blue one. Jimmy's the red one.
yeah, Billy's the blue one. This is true. This is
Yeah.
true.
So Jimmy Lee Dragon. Well, Jimmy
No,
Uso.
Jimmy Lee Uso. That's what it is.
um, he comes out and goes in face to face with John Cena. Leads into him almost getting a super kick, saying that the wrong Uso quit. The other one should have stood. He should have left. And then he went to kick him, and then he missed, and you got the AA, and that was it.
And he would continue to get punked the entire show.
Yeah, yeah, he did pretty much. Um, what do you think of Jimmy's new theme?
It's good. I appreciate they took the time to make them new themes,
Yeah, yeah,
and because the little detail of that they voice some of it.
yeah,
Like when it's the talking part of the song, like you could tell that's Jimmy.
yeah.
So, like that's cool. That's cool.
We got Rey Mysterio and Santo Escobar versus Austin Theory and Grayson Waller. Solid match. Waller and Theory
That
won.
was solid. That's very solid. I like the stuff leading up to it, the trash talk leading up to it, the
Yep,
backstage and whatnot.
it was
It was
good.
pretty good. Like I would just like to say, as of right now, the future is in very good hands. You
Yep,
got you got Santos there, and then you got these two young guys. Like, yeah, it's
yep.
good.
You got Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits warned WWE about their championship aspirations as Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens come out and they cross paths.
All I'm saying is the name of the group should not be the Hurt Business. It should be called Big Business.
Big
That's what I'm
business.
saying.
There you
Big
go.
Business.
And then you had Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens versus the tag team in LWO. Um, Del
I
Trio.
feel bad
Yeah.
for the LWO. I get you want to showcase them. I just feel they didn't get enough time. This was a beatdown.
Yep. It was what it was. And then you got LA Knight and The Miz both promised victory at Payback with little promos. The promos were great against each other. It was great.
It got heated, and that's what you needed to do. Like I think the one part of the LA Knight thing that people aren't realizing is that this is when he's verse the Miz, right? This is different from all other stuff because the Miz is the one that has seems to be able to get him so mad that he gets under his skin.
Yep.
Like everybody else, he kind of is what the Miz is saying. He is going through the catchphrases and saying the one-liners, and that's it. But against the Miz pisses him off.
Yep.
So I like it. I
That's
liked
good.
it.
Bailey with Damage Control versus Shansi.
I like it. I like it.
It was a really good match.
I think the stuff around the match and the match itself, it added up to a good package. The
Shansi
people
wins.
that ended up being involved, Charlotte coming out at the end, I felt because I think a lot of everything made sense this time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree. Shansi wins. And then she looked like Gothic Jubilee.
The- She looked, yeah. There was a Jubilee that used to wear all black. I don't know if you remember her.
Yeah, so she kind of looked like
Was that
that.
like Generation X?
Yeah,
Like the end of Generation X, I think it
yeah.
was. She wore all black. Yeah,
It looked cool. I dug it.
she does look cool. Yes, sir.
Yeah, and then our main event was AJ Styles versus Solo Sakura. It actually went into beef in backstage of Jimmy Uso, and then the bloodline with the OC, and then AJ Styles challenged Jimmy, and then Solo got into involved, so the lineup being a match between them two. I wouldn't mind seeing the bloodline versus the OC, like having AJ versus Roman. They have not met yet, so in this run of Roman, so I'm all for that.
I agree. I agree. I mean, I liked seeing a little bit of the 2016 era AJ Styles, the house that AJ Styles built,
Yes, me too.
where he's the man. He's not taking nobody's crap, so I appreciate that.
Yep,
I like him sticking up for Michin like that.
yep.
I also like how he son Jimmy Uso. He
Yeah,
said,
he
"What you
did.
gonna do?" Jimmy said, "What you gonna do?" He said, "I'll show you." Knocked his ass right. How you gonna do that? How you gonna say what you gonna do and then immediately get knocked out?
Yep,
Damn.
that's what he been doing. He got
And your
punked.
little brother had to save you? Damn.
The little
Jimmy.
brother.
Jimmy, you getting herbed up, man. I don't know.
Jimmy's considered the big brother of both of them.
He is, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's like an hour over Jimmy J.
He's getting he out here getting served up, man.
Yeah,
Come
man.
on.
But he also helped Solo Sokoa win. And
This is true.
yeah,
This is true.
SmackDown. What you give it?
SmackDown, I'm gonna give it an A. I want to give it an A plus, but I'm gonna give it an A.
I thought it was a really solid show. I'll give it A. I did watch Collision. A lot of stuff building up to it. I definitely watched the opening segment because Daniel Bryan came back. I did listen to Tony Khan's comments. I'm trying to stay away from talking about the backstage shit because I feel like that kind of ruined All in a way, as in no one really talking about All In. Everyone's talking about the shit that happened backstage, and they kind of fucking annoyed me.
Yeah, I agree with that. The My take on it is, uh, I feel that it's kind of sad the reaction to a lot of it from some people. They just want to take certain people's sides. It's like, bruh, it's a business. I'm sorry, your man's got caught out there.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, but you gotta go. If you ain't doing it the right thing, you gotta go. And to see the stuff people are saying, to see them wishing AEW to fail now, it's
yeah,
just like Jesus Christ, what is wrong with these? And then now it's just, again, he's not my man's.
yeah,
I didn't grow up with him, but if 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 I was around these people that are popping up, these CM Punk fans that just show up and say rude shit and then disappear now, it's like, oh, I don't want to be a part of that fan base.
yeah.
Take your mans and go home. If that's
It's
how y'all act, take your
yeah.
mans and go home.
It's really sad. Like again, like we had such a big outcome, like 81,000, and all this stuff, and all that stuff. And I feel like bad that AEW has to remind you that that happened beyond this bullshit that happened backstage.
Yeah,
And
that's true.
it's sad. It's sad that that got just dismissed off of that. I like Punk. I like him as a wrestler and stuff like that. But he always had issues backstage. He always had issues with his own thing, and that's in general. Tony Khan has to kind of get a team. Yo, seriously, get a team to help you deal with shit that's not competitors or not. It's not on the show. You got to
And
get like
on the show, yeah.
yeah, you got to get a separate team. Cause yeah, shit happens in WWE too when it comes to that, but they actually have people that will fucking put you in check, and that's the big difference. WWE has like that fucking locker room courthouse and shit like that. If you fuck up, you're answering to Roman, you're answering to the locker room leaders that are there and kind of things like that, and they know how to settle it. And here it feels like high school, and it feels like nothing gets solved, and everything just gets just
It's
left there.
because it's because they they're a corporation. Well, not a corporation. They're a wrestling company that started with people who were like hustling together, like friends, trying to keep. They were trying to do a thing. They
Yeah,
were trying to bring this thing to life. So you know that the core people, like, they're gonna fight to the death for their thing.
no, I got that. I got that 100%.
And then the problem is, as they started building it up, it's unfortunate because they're new that people are already established. So
Yeah,
they're not going to have people who see them as brothers and sisters coming up,
yeah, I agree.
which is kind of why that system works in WWE, because again, you're there for so long before you even get on TV.
Yeah,
AEW, if you have your name already, you see what happens.
yeah,
You probably be there behind the scenes maybe a month, and then you're on TV, already an established star, and then those people around you, they're not your brothers and sisters. They're not. Some of them you don't even know.
yeah,
A lot of them you don't even know. That's the difference. A lot of them don't really know each other,
yeah,
and a lot of them really aren't friends. And it's not like they came in hating each other. hey, I don't know you.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And so when it's like that, that's definitely what breeds that high school type of thing. Because what is high school? A bunch of strange kids hanging out together.
Exactly.
They don't know each other.
Yeah.
They're not brothers and sisters. It's not a like a camp. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So yeah, it's a different environment, and I agree. They need somebody impartial.
Yeah, I feel like he needs a team of impartial people that are not talent.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think that's what's needed with AEW backstage kind of shit.
Because again, I'm not even gonna get into the rumors of what happened, but you imagine the man Phil or whatever wouldn't say whatever he said or do whatever he did to somebody that he sees as a brother,
Yeah.
he's as a close friend. They would have an argument, squash it, and go back to work. But since he doesn't see them as that, he's like, "Who the fuck is you?" You know. And so yeah, you
Yeah.
could tell.
Yeah, there's a lot of things with that too. Like he was trying to get out the contract and all that shit too. So it's a lot of shit, and yeah, keep that from there. So you got the return of Daniel Bryan. He's gonna fight Ricky Stark because originally this was supposed to be CM Punk versus Stark for the Real World Champion, but Daniel Bryan on the strap match. I'll take Daniel Bryan over CM Punk anytime, so I'm all for this
Hmm.
match. And that match delivers 100%.
Yes, sir.
Um,
Okay.
he had the Claim and Daddy Yaz versus Garcia, Parker, and
Menard.
Menard.
Yes. Daddy Magic. Yes.
Match was okay. Maybe a little more time with it, but it was a fun match. Aussie Open versus Nick Wayne and Commander. You know who wins that.
Uh,
I
not
don't even.
Commander.
If Commander's on one side, you know what who's
Why
gonna
you
win.
gotta be like? Well, no, no, no. Not until Rouge comes back.
Yeah.
Not until Rouge
You
comes
got the Outcast versus Britt Baker's Sheeta and Chris Statlander. This match was a little sloppy. It wasn't. I wasn't crazy about it. Uh, then you had Powerhouse Hobbs versus GPA. That was a kind of a squash match. Darks Harwood versus Jay White. That was actually a really solid match. Jay White wins that.
back. Okay.
That's how we end the
Okay.
show. Yeah.
Did
Collision. I'll give a.
Jay White? I gotta ask a question. At any point in the match, did Jay White do the Bullet Club guns at Cash?
Yes.
Yes, he did. Good.
Yes. I like Jay White. I think he should start getting more of a singles and stop putting him in multiple man matches. But uh, yeah, they
I
got something in
agree.
there.
I agree. But I'm just saying, I like Juice,
You got Juice
and
to
I
work
like
with
the
the six
guns.
man. They could go for the trios title. Just keep
That's
Jay
true.
White by
That's true.
himself.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
And then we give our review of WWE Payback All Out. You want to do next week so you can finish it?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So we'll review All Out next week. So WWE Payback happened Saturday night. I thought it was a great show. I really enjoyed it. We kick off with the steel cage match: Becky Lynch versus Trish Stratus.
Good God. What a match. What a cage match. I think this is the most brutal cage match I've seen in a minute, dude. That wasn't like a War Games. I'm trying to think. Brutal? Where the people left scarred and lumped up? I don't know. It's good.
Yeah.
They fought. They went very hard. So I'm gonna give it
Um,
a five. I'm
I'll,
gonna give it a five.
I'm gonna go 4-5. I thought it was a really good match though. They were really hard hitting. And damn that lump on her head. I'm sorry,
That
Trish.
I mean, yeah, but like, bro, that's that super duper plex. Come on, man. I don't even think the guys do that.
Yeah.
Trish was fighting for her life. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, pretty much. We got John Cena coming out, and then he mentions that he's gonna be the referee of the Miz and LA Knight match. There was a whole back and forth. He said you need a suit. You need to still look like a Teletubby. And then he got a referee shirt, and they had a match.
That's
Knight
pretty funny.
defeats the Miz, and I thought it was a really solid match.
I thought it was a solid match that they did a good enough with Cena to make it not feel like a regular ass. SmackDown or Raw match.
Yeah,
I think the Miz reached in his bag of tricks and pulled out some moves you don't usually see the Miz do, which I think is good. And I think again the aggression from LA Knight, you felt that, so that's good. You
yep,
need that.
yep,
And I
yep.
think not for nothing, I saw the little tension between him and Cena at the end.
Yeah, I dug it.
I
I
saw
was
that.
happy with that. What you give it?
I'm here to four.
Give it a four. I think I'm going the same route. I actually wrote down all that shit. Hold yeah, give it four as well. We got Rey Mysterio versus Austin Theory for the United States Championship.
I say for me, I think because it felt the least special. It
Yeah,
wasn't that it was bad. It didn't feel that special. But that said, they go out there and they give it all again. I think you got to give Theory credit, just because people love to poo poo the man. I get he's a bad guy. I get it, but they act like he can't do the damn thing, and he's extremely innovative, and he's got such good timing. And like to see him keep up with Ray the way he does is like it's really good. It's really good for him. So nothing but good things for him in the future. But I'm gonna give the match a 3.75.
I go 375 as well. It was a good match. It was really good. It was different than their other matches. They added some new moves and all that stuff. So I think they did a good job with this match. Steel City Street Fight. You got undisputed tag team champions Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens versus the Judgment Day, Finn Balor and Damian Priest.
This is another match that I think went above and beyond. These boys went crazy. Once they started getting outside the ring, they was going nuts. They was going in. Um, poor Finn Balor getting caught in that trash can and lit up. Um, Dom tried to come in for the save, got dealt with. Got a 265-pound man flying off a balcony on him, and he still helped him. He
Yep.
still helped him win.
Yep.
Credit to Dom Dom.
Yeah,
Dirty Dom is the
Dom
MVP of the
MVP.
weekend.
Get the tag team titles.
MVP.
JD almost died. I think
Yeah,
his
Jade.
spine is
Oh,
still
that.
in Pittsburgh.
Ugh.
His spine is still in
Ugh.
Pittsburgh.
Ugh. Sammy's spine might still be there too. And Priest put him through those chairs.
Oh yeah,
Boy, you know
Rhea.
how I would just point out. I just want to point out. You know how when they do that spot, the chairs are supposed to collapse.
Yeah.
The way Sammy bounced because they didn't.
Nah.
Ugh. Like there was so many little things that was like, God damn. So I'm gonna this one I might have to give a 5 as well. It was good.
Yeah.
It was a good hardcore tag team match. That's all I gotta say.
Yep. Yep. Uh. Yeah, it was great. It was great stuff. And then the whole changing into hockey fucking gear. He
Yeah.
just started beating
Yes.
people with the hockey sticks. It was great. And then Rhea
Yes.
Ripley spearing fucking Owens as well. That was even
Yes.
mean as well. So yeah, this is a five.
With the KO with the crimson mask
Yeah,
also. Like everything.
it was a five.
Yeah.
It was a five.
Yeah.
Great Survivor effect on Payback with Cody Rhodes, and Cody Rhodes introduced the new dude from Monday Night Raw, Jay Lee Uso, which would be Billy Lee.
So he is Jay Lee Uso.
Jay Lee Uso.
He is also known as the Blue Crip.
Yes.
I mean, not for nothing, not a bad way to have Cody on the show because he did not have a match, right?
No.
So there you go.
All right. We go
And I
to.
get,
Go ahead.
I will give one little bit of criticism. It felt a little too fast.
Yeah. They didn't give us
Even
space.
Grayson Wallace said it. He said, "Bro, you only been gone for 2 weeks. Calm down."
Yeah, it's true. That's true. I give that credit.
It felt a little too soon.
Yeah, I think they could have did it more as a surprise and shit. If I had to change something, I would make it more of a surprise.
If you could, knowing what you know now, having the power to stop Jay from coming back now and making it a surprise, when would you do it?
Um,
Would you do it this year or would you wait till next year? Like Royal
Well,
Rumble time or something.
depending on the Bloodlines match at Survivor Series.
What you mean?
As in, like, say for instance, the Bloodline they have a team versus the other team and they're missing a person. You could do it like
Uh,
that, or Royal Rumble.
mm, mm, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Women's World Championship match: Raquel Rodriguez versus Rhea Ripley.
Another one not delivered. I'm just gonna call it what it was. I love Raquel, but that was a beatdown.
Yeah,
Rhea whooped her ass, and I because we know they're friends, we know they're gonna hit each other harder.
yeah,
And when Rhea started bleeding, yo, she in character and out of character. I think she was like, oh, all right, well, fuck it.
yeah. Let's go.
this about this is where we going, okay? Because in character, she started saying, "You make me bleed my own blood," and then she started like whooping her ass.
Yeah,
But also, I think that's what hit the switch for her.
yeah.
That turned her like
Evil.
it's go time.
Yeah, very dope
Like
match. Very hard hitting. Biggie kind of match.
Biggie, yeah.
Biggie kind of match. 100%. I think these girls run at it. I think they have another one in them down the road, but it was really good.
Scott Steiner upset. He is a Raquel fan.
Yeah. But and superhero Dom saves her title.
Once again, MVP,
Rhea Ripley wins.
Dirty Dom.
Dog
This
the
one, I
China
like.
get up too. Rhea Ripley's China get up.
What you said?
Rhea Ripley's China get up. She had like a homage to
Oh
China.
yeah,
Her gear, her chop mostly.
it looked pretty good. It looked like a more functional version because I used to look at the China one. It had chains on the
Yeah,
on the straps, and I'm like, that couldn't have been comfortable.
yeah.
So look dope. I'm gonna give this one 3.5.
3-5.
I mean 4.5.
No,
My bad.
4-5.
4.5.
I'll go 4-5 as well. And then our main event is the World Heavyweight Championship: Seth Rollins versus Shinsuke Nakamura. Shout outs to the Great Muta being the audience. I was hoping he'd get involved and miss Seth Rollins in the face. That was my dream.
Same.
But
Same.
my only, I think my only gripe with this match is the end, because they kind of like showed him just waiting for something, and then the cameras went. I was like, what if Shinsuke should have kicked him in the back before the camera went off?
Oh, at the end,
Yeah,
yeah, when he was pissed off and pacing and pointing at him and
but
stuff, yeah.
but after the cameras went off, he beat him up. He actually attacked
Oh,
him.
he did.
Yeah, he actually did attack him. So why couldn't you
Oh,
just fucking kick him in the back before the cameras end? That would have been
yeah.
fucking a way to end it, and that would have been a mean way to end it. That he kicks him right in where his fucking weak back is at. That
True
was
that.
my only thing that I had issues with. The rest of the match, I thought it was solid. I thought it was a good spot for Nakamura being a main event, and I thought Seth Rollins was great in this match. I'm gonna go 4-2-5 with this one. I wish that ending. Yo, I wish he kicked him right in the back. Like that would have been good. Like we're not done yet, and get him
Yeah,
go on
true.
from there. So that was my only gripe with it. Or Muda
I
nesting him in the face.
I do give credit, like you said, a little extra credit to the manga manga Nakamura with the intro.
Yeah,
That was pretty cool. Like they did a little story. Like I you know what, like, so does that will be like on like playbacks for the match, right? They
yeah,
will have that part, right?
yeah,
So that's kind of like history. This is the first time they ever done that.
yeah.
No, it's not.
No, wait.
They did it for Zaya Ali.
Yeah, they did.
They did a whole animated intro for Zaya Ali.
Yes, they did. That was a pretty dope thing. Though. I actually dug that.
But like that's a part of the match, so I give credit for that. I give credit for, you can see when Seth wants to turn it up and he starts slapping Nakamura in the face, and Nakamura again is another situation where you're playing with these wrestlers that have this switch.
Yeah,
And Seth started smacking him, and that turned him into the old Nakamura. You could just see it. And it's like, oh shit, he's about to get kicked in his head. He's about to get kicked in his head. He's not gonna be able to talk to his wife. You better stop it. do. So to that point, like I like that in this match. You see serious Seth, serious Nakamura.
Yeah,
Um, I think the only thing I would take away is that Nakamura didn't win. The little
yeah,
bias, my guy didn't win.
yeah. I want him to win,
Other
or
than that,
yeah,
yeah, other than that, I'm gonna give it a. I might have to give it a 4.5 for that anime
yeah.
for the manga, man. I have to give it credit.
I still say that Nakamura should kick him in the back.
I agree. I agree.
Like right before the
I agree.
camera went off, just one big Shinkaiser right in the back,
Hmm.
and then had him like posing with the title at the end,
I agree.
and like we're not done yet. It's not over, but payback overall. What do you give it?
I guess I'm gonna have to give it like a 4.25. Four, yeah.
I go 4 or 5. Like I thought it was a great, entertaining pay per view. It didn't overstay its welcome. Felt like every match had time, but also really delivered as well. So I was really happy with it.
I agree. I agree.
I also like John Cena as the interview guy too. He made me
Yeah, that's yeah.
laugh. And the 50-year-old Teletubby.
And I love the back and forth with him and Kathy Kelly about it. It was
Yeah,
like he didn't no prep work. He just did it. All right.
yeah. It was funny. It was great. All right, go to the podcast we listened to. There's quite a few I listened to. Kurt Angle on Chris Van Vliet last week was actually really good, and we were just talking about that, about the elephant shot, the elephant tranquilizer shot. That was actually good. WWE After the Bell has Seth freaking Rollins. He actually talked about the Nakamura match. It was actually really good. They also talked about memories of Bray Wyatt. It was nice to hear.
Hmm.
Um, Ryan Satin, he had Ija Dragunov coming out, and then also he talked about him and how he takes a lot of his stuff from anime, and it made a lot of sense on how his character is.
Okay. Okay. Did he cite any specific ones?
Um, I can't think of it right now. My memory's kind of
Okay.
fuzzy with it, but I think he was talking about what was the one he was talking about? I know the last one he was talking about was Demon Slayer, but other than that, he talked about a couple other ones.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Anything else I listened to? Not really. Shout outs to Major Wrestling Figure Podcast. I was listening to them over the weekend as well. Um, and then
Oh, shout outs to we didn't talk about it. Shout outs to Breeze.
yes, Breeze.
Last week was the match he had. I forget which federation it was, but he had a match of him versus Matt Cardona.
And he beat Matt Cardona,
Yes, sir.
and Matt
He
Cardona
did not
says
take one of his
bullshit.
titles though, right?
No, he did not.
Okay.
He got them in though. Oh, shout outs to fucking Xavier Woods and his boy, the real Mike Mosley.
Oh yeah, they had Dragon Kong doing it up.
They did Kanan Taker, and one of their friends is Paul Bear.
Oh, nice,
Yeah,
nice.
yeah,
I
yeah.
saw the Willy Wonka they did, which is pretty cool. I
Yeah.
saw the Monsters Inc.
Yeah,
Like shout outs.
that was cool. All right, and this is the wrestling retrospect. Who is your pick?
My pick. You know what? Um, hmm. You know what? Here we go. Since we got the return of the dragon, we should go to the OG dragon, and let's do. We didn't do Ricky Steamboat, did we?
Dragon Steamboat. I'll tell you right now.
We think we might have, but I think I might have been thinking about Macho Man.
No, I think his match was set with Macho Man.
Mm-hmm.
And then we also pick. I think we did pick a match from his. I know I picked a match from his from Stunning Steve Austin.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
So
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. True. So we did
Nope.
not pick.
Yeah, Ricky the
Okay.
Dragon Steamboat. Yep. So
Yes.
Ricky the Dragon Steamboat will be our next wrestling retrospect. All right, we'll wrap this up. This is the Wrestling Bible Podcast. Thank you for listening. You can follow us on all social medias: the Instagram, Tumblr, Twitter, YouTube, SoundCloud, and Twitch, or X, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Also, shout out my American Mike TikTok page. I do a lot of figure posts and everything like that, so definitely check that out when you get a chance. And follow Wrestling Link.
Yes, sir. Make sure you follow us anywhere and everywhere. Red Cyclone Inc. That is Twitter, Tumblr, Instagram. That is YouTube. That is SoundCloud. That is Spotify. And we got a WordPress. So check it out.
Yep, yep. Always remember, follow the Jinkies.
He's home.